Well, we finally made it. Took us a little while. Subway had a special on sandwiches, right?
Hell yeah, kid.
But we're finally here at the illustrious house of one Jared Lee Olinger, one of the most fascinating individuals I've ever met in my whole entire life. And I'm about to introduce him to you. Let's see if he's home.
When was the last time you saw him?
When was the last time I saw him? Had to be a good... When was the last time I saw him? Oh my God, like 9 months. Has it been 9 months? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
What's going on, Chief?
So here we are, finally, inside the home of a man I've come to know and admire over the years. The subject of my piece today is loved and revered by his friends, and outright detested but still respected by his enemies. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Casey.
Well, thank you. Born and raised in Reading, Pennsylvania, Jared L. Olinger was your average citizen, going about life with the same day-to-day concerns we all have. One day, Jared simply had enough of what he views as an underlying progressive agenda that's ruining this country. Now a man of action, he recently took up a grassroots campaign for United States Senator from Pennsylvania, with many die-hard followers ready to cast their vote for you. Jared, what changed you?
I guess what it all really comes down to is having a kid.
Having a kid. When did you have a kid?
2 months before September 11th.
And so September 11th happens and your mindset completely changes?
Pretty much. I never would have had a kid had it happened a couple months earlier.
And now you're a man with a mission. Protect your family and your child.
That's all I got.
Now, part of the reason I chose you for this project was your penchant towards controversy. You're a man unafraid to speak your mind, but your opinions stem from an extremely researched point of view. Conspiracy theorist is a word I can throw at you, for example?
I prefer to use conspiracy expert.
Conspiracy expert, okay. Let me throw a few of them at you. Was there more to 9/11 than what's written in the history books?
Far more.
Was Lee Harvey Oswald the only shooter?
Absolutely not.
Do I look good in this shirt?
Not really.
Man can now control the weather. Now, a lot is said about people saying it's the end of days, what with hurricanes and earthquakes running rampant, but you say it's something much more tangible, that man can actually be in control of these things.
Man can be in control of these things, and it's not just something much more tangible, something much more sinister.
In what sense?
Basically what it's coming down to is they're hyping up the prophecy of the 2012 end of days and kind of pulling it in with the whole religious aspect of the revelations and saying that, you know, tribulation's coming and the end days are near. And they want to basically just scare the shit out of people. Because a fearful society is an easily manipulated and controlled society.
So we have the fear in place, but then again, how did they actually control the weather?
Well, in the early 1900s, Tesla was experimenting.
Nikola Tesla, yes.
Mm-hmm. Was experimenting with weather control devices in Colorado Springs, and basically the entire Earth is one gigantic electronic field. And he figured out how to manipulate the ionosphere to control the rivers in the sky, so you can actually literally dam them up using electronic devices and then release it. So over the Midwest, for example, back in the late 1990s, they dammed it up over Idaho. 2 solid months of nothing but rain. Flooding, Red River was over the flood stages by almost 30 feet. It was ridiculous. And they're doing this stuff in plain sight. And that's what makes it so scary, is that nobody is really paying attention to what's going on above their heads, in front of their faces.
So in this world, it is a known fact that man can manipulate the weather.
Absolutely.
I see. You know, I'm starting to believe you. You're a very, very persuasive guy.
You kind of look like you could use a haircut, man.
No, this interview's more about you. I got a guy in Queens that...
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut your hair, dude.
Really? So what's your favorite color?
Green.
have here, Jared?
These are images of a time-frequency spectrogram. It's showing the frequency content of singles that are being recorded by the HAARP induction magnetometer. Now,
Yeah, could you take that down a notch? Could you explain that to us in simple terms?
Basically, it's showing the ultra-low frequency pulses that are being recorded. And today is actually off the fucking charts compared to what I've seen in months, and I'd be willing to bet that within the next 24 to 72 hours we're going to have a rash of 6.0 plus or
now, what's the technicality that you're reading into that's telling you this?
Pretty much these, it's really kind of difficult to explain,
but being a guy who's researched this and studied this, you're predicting that within the next,
I'd say at the latest 48 to 72 hours we'll have a rash of at least 3 6.0 plus earthquakes
in the world.
Yes.
You heard it from him. And
now I can show you right now. This is the last 4 days, 5 days worth of earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have anything in the 6.0 range. We have a couple 5.2s, 5.9, which was close.
But you're saying within the next 48 to 72 hours there will be a rash of at least 3 6.0 earthquakes?
Yeah, from the way that's looking, yeah, we're gonna.
Let's document this. Today is April, is it 3rd, 2010?
Yeah, it's the iPad came out today.
Thank you. And
7:12 p.m.
7:12 p.m.
Eastern
Standard Time. Within the next 48 to 72 hours, there will be a rash of at least 3 6.0 or heavier earthquakes somewhere on this planet, which hasn't happened in the last few days. Is that correct?
We haven't had one, according to this, or the last 5 days.
All right. Let's make this documentary interesting, and let's make this happen. See what happens, guys. Does the beard and the long hair help? Does the persona help? Was it a conscious decision?
No, I just was fucking depressed, so I started growing a beard. I just had nothing else going on, started growing a beard, started growing my hair out. And then all of a sudden I had people saying to me, hey man, did everybody ever tell you you look like Jesus? And at first it was really cool because people were coming up to me and they were, really kind about it. Then it started to get to a point where it just kind of started to change, where people started coming up to me and it was like, hey man, did everybody ever tell you you look like Jesus? Oh yeah, I get that all the time. Well, hey man, fuck you and fuck Jesus too. And it's like, oh, what's that all about? What the, fuck me, fuck Jesus, what the fuck did I do to you?
You were just walking down the street.
Yeah. And it's like, you went out of your way to tell me I look like Jesus, and then tell me to go fuck myself. It's like, long and short of it, what I really want more than anything is just to be left the fuck alone. But it's like, you can't be left alone by the fucking government. You can't be left alone by the IRS. Everybody's hounding you for something. Credit card companies want your fucking money. This guy over here says you owe him something. This guy over here says you did this or that to him. Nobody can just leave me the fuck alone. It's like somebody's always got to be kind of pushing that button just to see what kind of reaction they get out of the Jesus guy.
About 20 young Americans in a New York City classroom. You're a man who's experienced a lot, and I'm not going to go into your history because you've dealt with a lot of pretty messed up things in your life. Through your experience and through your knowledge and through all the research you've done collectively throughout your year, to these 20 or so people, young people, starting their lives fresh, new, is there any message you want to leave with them?
Embrace freedom.
We are following breaking news now out of Mexico. That peninsula south of California, the Baja California Peninsula, has seen a significant earthquake here, a 6.9 magnitude quake